Hello, welcome to another edition of Climate Yarns. We're joined by UHI Shetland today, and today we're at the Whiteness Voe to speak about seagrass.
Hi, so my name's Dr. Rebecca Giesler and I'm a marine planning researcher at UHI Shetland, and I'm the lead researcher on our new Restoring Shetland's Marlie Meadows project.
Hi Rebecca, could you tell us a bit of a background to the project today?
Yeah, so we're really interested in seagrass because it's this really important habitat that's very biodiverse and supports all these important functions. But it's a habitat that's declined massively across Scotland, the UK and also in Shetland. So this project is part of the Seagrass Meadows Scotland programme. So we've received funding from the Scottish Marine Environmental Enhancement Fund to trial some seagrass restoration. So trial planting seagrass in habitats where we used to have it in Shetland, but it's since been lost.
Okay, and could you tell us a bit about the sites here and why these sites have been identified?
Yeah, so this new project, which is going to trial replanting seagrass, comes off the back of a 2-year project that I worked on, which looked at mapping where seagrass in Shetland used to be and where it's found now. And we used to have seagrass in Shetland across 12 different sites. So we've got historic records that showed that we used to have it in a number of different locations. But the surveys I've been doing have showed that actually now we only have it in 2 sites. So here in Whiteness Voe and at 1 small bed in Weesdale Voe. And so these beds in Whiteness are really important because this is where the bulk of our healthy seagrass is. So it's great that we're here today and able to do some surveys on it and look at its health and the extent.
So my name's Fiona and I am a seasonal seagrass field assistant with UHI working this summer on the seagrass restoration project.
Brilliant. Can you tell us a little bit more about the field work you've done so far on the project?
Yeah, absolutely. So far in June and July we've been working on establishing a baseline of the seagrass health, and this is important because it allows us to look at things like disease, density, cover, and to kind of establish whether the donor beds are healthy enough for transplantation. And it's also important to record this so that we can compare it in future years and look back and compare over the 3 years of the project. And we've also been doing video assessments of the potential restoration sites that we're then going to look at transplanting the healthy seagrass shoots from the donor beds to those restoration sites.
That sounds like really exciting work. We just wanted to know, what can the community do to help and why is it important for the community to get involved?
Absolutely. So for us, sea restoration is very hands-on work. So we need a lot of people to contribute to it. And the important thing for us is that seagrass is really connected to Shetland's maritime and sort of cultural heritage. So we want people to feel connected to that and sort of have ownership over it. So the more volunteers that get involved, the more people feel connected, and hopefully the more sustainable that restoration effort will be in the long run.
Hi, my name's Hollie Soppitt and I'm a seagrass field assistant on the Restoring Shetland's Marlie Meadows project.
Why is seagrass so important?
Yeah, so I like to think of seagrass as kind of nature's quiet powerhouse, working really hard behind the scenes to keep our marine environment healthy. They help provide things that we like to call ecosystem services, so things that benefit nature and people, things like cultural benefits or practical benefits. These things could be direct impacts, like how juvenile fish grow up in the nursery grounds of the seagrass meadow and become adults and then become fish stocks and become part of our food sources. But they could also be indirect benefits like storing carbon, which helps then to regulate the climate.
Brilliant, thank you very much. It sounds like seagrass has got quite a strong link to climate change. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure, yes, seagrass helps to fight climate change by storing what we call blue carbon, which is carbon stored in the ocean, mainly in the seabed. Seagrass helps to take carbon dioxide out of the water and store it in its roots and then in the sediment. So then by doing this, it helps to remove carbon from the atmosphere and is kind of like a quiet ally for Shetland in helping fight climate change. So if the seagrass meadows stay healthy, and this carbon can stay undisturbed for hundreds of years.
So Fiona, if people want to sign up to the project, how do they get involved?
Yeah, so just send us an email at seagrass.shetland@uhi.ac.uk.
That's brilliant, thank you very much, and thanks for joining us on another edition of Climate Yarns.